it's a neck, it's a head, and King of Steel, he gets up the win! He wins the champion!
They're off. Race with a mile for the Queen Anne Stakes. In Spiral is the slowest of them to get away from the start as Light Infantry right over on the left, and Lusail and the Silver Jacket are the first two to show. Berkshire Shadow in red and white is with those, and then the favourite Modern Games, a chestnut horse, a Royal Blue Jacket. Nearest to the stand side, the yellow of Triple Time is pretty keen, probably pulled his way through into fourth position. Angel Blur and Native Trail with the distinguishing white cap right in the middle, and then Chindit in the black and light blue. Just ahead of Muda Sabek, the grey horse Cash is 2 or 3 from the back of the field. With him is In Spiral, blue cap for Frankie Dettori, and Pogo. A 5th Royal Ascot run for him is at the rear of the field as they make their way then to roughly the halfway stage, and Light Infantry, Jamie Spencer, Triple Time and Neil Callum the leading pair. Berkshire Shadow in the red right in behind him. The all blue jacket is Modern Game, showing about 4th at the moment. Lusail and Chindit the next pair. Angel Blur behind those. Look to the left In Spiral, out in the daylight now to make her challenge. Native Trail is next, then Chindit 1 from the right, Muda Sabek at the back, and Pogo also towards the rear of the field. Heading down to the final quarter mile, Light Infantry to In Spiral, Triple Time, Modern Games having to pick up a little bit now, but Triple Time at big odds in the yellow will lead him at the Queen out the furlong pole, but here's In Spiral and Frankie now. Modern Games, Light Infantry and Chindit behind those are heading down with a half furlong to go. In Spiral, red, white and blue, Triple Time in the yellow, it'll be between the pair, they're very close as they race towards the line. Triple Time and Neil Callum to In Spiral, Light Infantry. They're off. Racing for the King's Stand in the centre, the red of Highfield Princess was very sharp into her stride. Twilight Gleaming and Cool and Gatter on the extreme left and prominent. Happy Romance and Bradsell in prominent positions. Cannonball is nearest the grandstand side, leading there to Dramatised. Vadream is with this one as well. And after best turned out, we're on the extreme right. Marshman and Mooniest are just in behind the leaders to Desert Cop on the far side, to Equilateral and Happy Romance and Rarsell. Twilight Call is behind this, Existent towards the back of the field. Mitbahi is being ridden along at this stage as well. 2 furlongs to go, Highfield Princess and Bradsell, Coolangatta, and with those as well on the far side is Twilight Gleaming. Cannonball leads the near side with Vadream and Dramatised as now Bradsell. Holly Dawn has gone on. In second position is Highfield Princess, who's gaining though. Bradsell has the lead. Highfield Princess, the red and yellows, a half length behind in second place, but Bradsell and Holly Dawn have won the King's Stand.
And they're off in the St James's Palace Stakes. Both Paddington and also Indestructible got away well from the outside. Chaldean on the inner, the sheepskin noseband prominent with Isaac Shelby and Galaron. The jockey James McDonald just looking across to try and tuck in. Mostahdaf, Cicero's Gift, Charin and Royal Scotsman the back four, as Chaldean, the 2,000 guineas winner, leads the way. The violet jacket Indestructible on the outside of Isaac Shelby, William Buick, the old gold sleeves. The pace looks fairly strong. Galaron on the inside. Paddington is just taken back to 5th position, the Irish Guineas hero under Ryan Moore. There's 2 lengths then to the unbeaten Cicero's Gift on the inner of Mostahdaf, and the back 2 Charin is on the outside of Royal Scotsman and Jamie Spencer as the field get very close to halfway. Chaldean and Frankie Dettori leading 2, Indestructible and Kevin Stott. Galler on the inside of Isaac Shelby. Paddington the outside, then Cicero's Gift. On the inside of Mostahdaf, Charin the grey is 1 from last, and Royal Scotsman is last of all as they turn for home inside the 3 in the St James's Palace. And now Chaldean, woken up by Frankie, asked to try and stretch. Indestructible the outside. Paddington, the blue and orange, is now being asked to deliver a challenge, but Chaldean giving generously inside the 2 has seen off Indestructible. But here comes Paddington, bearing down. The 2 guineas winners collide. Paddington overtakes Chaldean, and Paddington takes the lead and goes away. Chaldean in second. Charin is running on in third, but Paddington quite decisively has gone 2.5 lengths clear of Chaldean, and Paddington has done nothing but improve. The Irish Guineas winner comes right away to follow up in the St James's Palace. Paddington the winner.
In a million, the Group 1 Prince of Wales is next, a mile and a quarter ahead of, and Baybridge just perhaps a little squeezed out. Drops in at the rear of the field in the cherry jacket as Luxembourg from stall 1 races handily and very briefly races a little off the inside running rail. He's accompanied through the first quarter mile by Classic Causeway, with Tahiyra in the royal blue dropping in on the inner of My Prospero, the yellow silks, and Mostahdaf, the striped cap, racing alongside Baybridge, and they're hunting in pairs as they race out of Swindley Bottom and complete the first 3 furlongs. And it's Luxembourg and Ryan Moore leading up by a half length to Classic Causeway in the hands of Julian Leparoux. Just over a length away then to Tahiyra, Will Buick in the royal blue sitting on the tails of the leading pair. My Prospero, Tom Mark 1 just 4th. Baybridge against the running rail in the hands of Richard Kingscote, and a half length further back to Mostahdaf and Jim Crowley. Heading towards halfway then in the Prince of Wales's stakes, and Luxembourg continues to dictate. He's got the field well stacked up. Classic Causeway remains a very close second, being followed through by My Prospero. Tahiyra covered up against the running rail, and then Baybridge in a cherry jacket, and Mostahdaf is just last, and they leave the half mile behind them and now begin the swing back towards home in this Group 1 feature. Luxembourg and Ryan Moore still in front, still have the attentions of Classic Causeway. Tahiyra poised in behind, needs a bit of daylight, being kept in by My Prospero. Mostahdaf out on the right, being to make headway. Baybridge trying to thread his way through from the rear. On down the straight towards the final quarter mile. Luxembourg up against the running rail, trying to fend the ball off. Here's Mostahdaf moving through the challenge. Tahiyra is back in third, and Mostahdaf has come sweeping through to take over and begins to power clear. Mostahdaf inside the furlong opens up by 3-4 lengths to Luxembourg and Tahiyra. They've got 100 yards to cover, and it's Mostahdaf and Jim Crowley in front and running on strongly. Mostahdaf wins the Prince of Wales's stakes.
Set, and they're off for the Gold Cup. 2.5 miles, and through the very early stages, Subjectivist in the bright green jacket is one of the first ones to show, together with Emily Dickinson in the dark blue, and over toward the running rail, that is Lone Eagle, who also has a prominent role early. They're being followed through by Broom towards the outside in the grey and white check. The dark blue sleeves and cap with the noseband is Coltrane. Against the running rail in the red is Wise Eagle. Then the nose-banded head of Nate the Great. To his inside is the mare Echoes in Rain. Another length away to Eldar Eldarov in the yellow and black stripes. Courage Mon Ami is towards the inside of Eldar Eldarov. Second to last is Big Call, and sitting chilly at the back of the field is Yabir, fully 10 to 12 lengths behind the leader. And that leader is the winner from 2 years ago, Subjectivist, who shows the way up the home straight the first time and leads by a length and a half to Lone Eagle, who's racing in second. Then Emily Dickinson back in third, Broom is in fourth, Wise Eagle next to the inside of Coltrane. Echoes in Rain, the green and red silks, together with Nate the Great, the orange cap. Courage Mon Ami is racing alongside Eldar Eldarov. Big Call is second to last, and Yabir is the back marker. And they have a circuit to go in the Gold Cup. They're being led by Subjectivist. He leads by 2 lengths to Lone Eagle racing in second. They've developed a bit of a gap on the others now, probably about 4 lengths in to Emily Dickinson, who's racing back in third. Broom is in fourth as they begin to head down the side of the course. Wise Eagle is behind Broom and racing back in 5th place. Coltrane is next. Behind Coltrane is Echoes in Rain, then Nate the Great and Eldar Eldarov, followed by Courage Mon Ami. Big Call is second to last, and Yabir is still the back marker. Inside the final mile and 3 furlongs, and it's Subjectivist. He goes along out in front. He leads by the best part of 2.5 lengths to Lone Eagle, who's racing in second. Emily Dickinson, she's back in third. Then came Broom in fourth from Wise Eagle, only a half a length that away to Coltrane. Behind Coltrane to the inside, Echoes in Rain, then Nate the Great and Courage Mon Ami. From Eldar Eldarov and Big Call is still second to last. Yabir is the back marker. Right over on the far side of the track, they're about to go inside the final 9 furlongs, and it's Subjectivist who still gallops along out in front. He leads the way from Lone Eagle in second, Emily Dickinson in a share for third with stable companion Broom. Then came Wise Eagle racing to the inside of Coltrane. Those are the next two. Echoes in Rain still pitched up against the inside running rail in front of Nate the Great, Courage Mon Ami and Eldar Eldarov. Big Call still at the back there with Yabir as they now begin to head towards the final 3 parts of a mile. And as they do so, it is Subjectivist who still has the front running roll in front by a good 2.5 lengths at this stage. To Lone Eagle in second, Emily Dickinson is back in third. Then a further 1 length away to Broom in fourth. Wise Eagle is handily positioned in fifth. Behind Wise Eagle then is Coltrane. Behind Coltrane is Courage Mon Ami. And then came Nate the Great and Eldar Eldarov is trying to make some ground now. Echoes in Rain towards the inside of him. And then Courage Mon Ami, Big Call and no move yet from Yabir. The field begin to stack up as they make their way inside the final half a mile. Subjectivist with Lone Eagle very much on his quarters now to the outside. Pushed along in third is Emily Dickinson. Coltrane is in fourth now. Nate the Great's under pressure. Wise Eagle is losing ground and they're about to turn towards home. And it's Lone Eagle who's come through to pick it up under Rossa Ryan. Subjectivist now under pressure. Coltrane with a noseband. Every chance. And Emily Dickinson. Echoes in Rain in the green trying to get going. Courage Mon Ami is also staying on, looking to angle between rivals as Coltrane has now gone on from Lone Eagle. Here comes Frankie on Courage Mon Ami though, building up a big looking effort. They go inside the last now. Courage Mon Ami draws on turns with Coltrane. Courage Mon Ami and Coltrane will battle out the Gold Cup. Coltrane coming back for more on the inside. Courage Mon Ami though, under Frankie, just proving the stronger on the run for the line. And Courage Mon Ami under Frankie has won the Gold Cup. From Coltrane, then Subjectivist and Emily Dickinson, clear from Nate the Great. Then Yabir, Echoes in Rain and Eldar Eldarov.
And they're off in the Commonwealth Cup. A very slow start. Rearing was Shaquille. A brilliant beginning from Swing Along up there with Little Big Bear. Should have been a ring. The light blue colours is towards the back of the field. Handy is Rumstar and Queen Me, the sheepskin noseband, followed by Ocean Quest and the Exo in the purple. The black and yellow stripes then of Sakir. Marbar on the near side. Over on the left, following Little Big Bear, is Noble Style. And they're followed by Shaquille, who's pulling hard after that slow start, with Lazoo and Frankie Dettori following Marban towards the near side as the field heads towards halfway in the Commonwealth Cup. Little Big Bear on the outside of the Fillies Swing Along. Queen Me is there. Ocean Quest looking for a way through in company with Should Have Been a Ring and Rumstar. And coming towards the near side, Lazoo has still got plenty to do. It's Swing Along, Queen Me, Ocean Quest. Little Big Bear is driven. Shaquille is coming from a very difficult position at the back of the field to finish well as they head towards the last furlong. Swing Along, Little Big Bear. Shaquille running a blinder, then Ocean Quest and Queen Me. Little Big Bear with Shaquille challenging on the attack, the far side. Shaquille, having made a mess of the start, is coming home brilliantly. An extraordinary win in the Commonwealth Cup. Shaquille and Oisin Murphy for Julie Camacho.
They're off. The Group 1 Coronation Stakes, first run in 1840. The Old Mile stretches before them. An early pace, such as it is, comes from Meditate in the hands of Ryan Moore in the blue and orange, with Sounds of Heaven, the yellow cap, now moving up to apply a little bit of pressure. Queen For You in a pale jacket drops in at the running rail. Mama's Girl in the violet silks is now adopting a more prominent position and is beginning to sweep round the field to get within 3 parts of a length of the lead. Nose-banded Remarquee tracks them at the end of 2.5 furlongs, and Tahiyra dropped out last of the half dozen as they make the steady ascent towards the 5 marker. And it's Meditate and Ryan Moore leading up, but only narrowly, to Sounds of Heaven. And then Mama's Girl out wide to Queen For You, Remarquee and Tahiyra in the emerald green, looking on as they approach halfway. It's about to make the swing for home in the Coronation Stakes, and Ryan Moore setting the fractions here on Meditate, leads by 3 parts of a length to Sounds of Heaven. Mama's Girl in a violet jacket has got a wide trip as they reach the crown of the turn, followed into the straight by the nose-banded Tahiyra, breezing along out on the right. Then Remarquee, Queen For You, pink jacket, looking for a way through up the running rail. Down inside the last 2 furlongs they come. Meditate up the rail. Here goes Tahiyra though, beginning to power down the outside, and Tahiyra beginning a very strong looking run has come sweeping through to take over inside the furlong. Tahiyra forges on from Sands of Heaven. Meditate battling away. Remarquee keeping on in behind. Tahiyra merely being nudged down. This classy filly wins the Coronation Stakes for Dermot Weld.
They're off. Away they go. The astrologist half a stride slower. Highfield Princess bounces out of the gate on the near side to lead from Art Power and Emirati Anna, and they're tracked by Artorius towards the near side, stand side. Elsa Hale is further back. Also out the back of the field, Run to Freedom, and we lost one. We've had one unseated in the early part of the race as the astrologist now comes through to lead from Coeur de Pierre. Kinross on the left, Sacred is there, then Big Invasion, and at the back of those is Khaadem. Down the centre, Art Power is chased by Artorius. Highfield Princess is on the right with Emirati Anna and Sandrine. Behind those then is Al Suhail. Further back to Rohan and Run to Freedom as they now run on towards the final couple of furlongs, and inside the final two, Wellington's got plenty to do out the back. Highfield Princess, Sacred comes through on the far side with the astrologist and Kinross and Coeur de Pierre, then Khaadem, and the action towards the far side. Sacred, Khaadem is chasing hard. It's the mare Sacred out in front, but here's Khaadem and Highfield Princess battling on, racing up towards the line, and Khaadem is getting up. Khaadem wins the Jubilee. A big shock from in second, Sacred far side, and they're off. And Pile Driver jumped out very smartly, but Bolshoi Ballet is going to go forward as they begin their first furlong, and also Point Lonsdale. So two of the O'Brien runners are first and second, Point Lonsdale and Bolshoi Ballet. Pile Driver back in third, Luxembourg, another one for Team O'Brien in fourth on the inside. A couple of lengths to Hukum and King of Steel. Then Emily Upjohn and Deauville Legend and Westover and August Rodan. From a wide draw is still towards the outside under Ryan Moore as they continue on their journey down to Swinley Bottom. Point Lonsdale, Bolshoi Ballet is second. Pile Driver, last year's winner, Red Cap in third. On the inside, Luxembourg. Westover is out wide in the pink cap, tracked out wide by August Rodan, just inside those Hukum in the blue and white jacket. Then King of Steel right round the inside, second last Emily Upjohn, and finally Deauville Legend. Swinging right-handed at the lowest part of the course and approaching the 7 furlong marker, and it's Point Lonsdale with a neck advantage over Bolshoi Ballet, a length and a half further back to Pile Driver. Then Luxembourg on the inside, Westover back in fifth, in sixth is Hukum, and then King of Steel, followed by August Rodan and Emily Upjohn, and Deauville Legend is the back marker, and about 8 or 9 off the pace. They've passed the 6 and racing on towards the 5, and it's Point Lonsdale just the leader to Bolshoi Ballet. They're nearly matching strides, and now they're really pressing on. Westover's on the outside of Pile Driver. Luxembourg is in the slipstream of his two stable companions. August Rodan towards the outside, just being niggled a bit by Ryan Moore to improve now, very deep on the course. Hukum's got plenty of cover. Emily Upjohn is making some ground, and King of Steel right round the inside from Deauville Legend. August Rodan is dropping right out of it, out the back of the picture as they swing for home, and up ahead Point Lonsdale with Bolshoi Ballet. Luxembourg getting a dream run round the inside. Pile Driver swinging wide, peeling wide to Westover. Then Hukum, King of Steel looking for a run on the far side, and now getting through between Luxembourg and Pile Driver as Westover launches a challenge. It's Westover that goes on. Hukum down the outside, and the 3-year-old King of Steel. Westover just wobbling a little in front. King of Steel far side. Hukum on the near side. Westover and Hukum, the older horses, fighting it out inside the final furlong. And it's Hukum that's just in front. Westover is fighting back. They race up towards the line. Hukum a nose in front from Westover, and Hukum wins. Hukum wins the King George. And they're off for this Kipco British Champions Sprint Stakes. Art Power blasting away from the stalls on the far side, swinging along, showing speed down the centre, tracked by Magical Sunset, Run to Freedom. And also Handy is behind these. Kinross is in about the midfield, just chasing the leading bunch, with Run to Freedom just in touch with Vadream in the front 4 of the centre field group. Then Believing. And they are followed further back by Sense of Duty, then Spycatcher. On the extreme right, Makarova, perhaps pulling a little hard. Back in the field, St. Lawrence. Rohan is covered up. The dark blue cap on the left of the main group is Millstream. And then towards the back, Ocean Quest and Sondream will have to pass them all. Art Power running a solo on the far side. Right down the near side on the right is Swing Along. In the centre, Vadream from Believing. Kinross is being asked 1 or 2 questions now by Frankie. Then Run to Freedom and Sense of Duty. And then running on the far side is Millstream and Rohan making ground as well. Running down to the final furlong. Swing Along on the near side. Kinross is now responding in the centre. His stamina coming into play. He gets to Art Power on the near side. Swing Along and then Spycatcher and Kinross finishing off really well. Art Power is fighting back and has done him. Art Power. Art Power gets back up to win. And they're off. And Red Riding Hood was quite sharply away with Above the Curve towards the inside. Time Lock next to the fence in the pink jacket. One for Bobby is handy with Running Lion and Poptronic on the outside. They're followed by Jackie O in a pink jacket from Free Wind Frankie on the inside of Blue Stocking and a green cap. Further back is Term of Endearment with Rue Boissonade, and then Stay Alert and Sweet Memories at the rear of the field, perhaps racing a little unevenly as they race on down towards the bottom part of the course. And it's Poptronic that leads the way to Above the Curve. Red Riding Hood on the inside in the purple and white jacket. Sea of Roses is out wide in red and white. They're tracked in the green by Running Lion. Pink cap on the inside, Time Lock. Then Jackie O, pink, wide of One for Bobby and Free Wind. Rue Boissonade and Blue Stocking together from Term of Endearment. As they race now around this right-hander, and Stay Alert and Sweet Memories remain the last 2. Meeting the rising ground and on towards the final 6.5 furlongs, and Poptronic and Sam James by a length and a half to Red Riding Hood on the inside of Above the Curve. Sea of Roses handy, so too Running Lion, and also on the inside Time Lock. Then Jackie O just towards the outside, pink jacket, blue cap Ryan Moore, followed by Blue Stocking and Rue Boissonade, who's out a little wider. Term of Endearment towards the inside from One for Bobby, and towards the rear still Sweet Memories and also Stay Alert as they head towards the final turn and racing uphill past the 4 furlong marker. Poptronic from Above the Curve, about a length between them. Then on the inside, Red Riding Hood from Sea of Roses, Running Lion. Time Lock's gone right round the inside under William Buick. Outside Time Lock is Jackie O, Rue Boissonade and Blue Stocking, and then Free Wind some way back at the moment from behind these. One for Bobby as they swing the corner. Poptronic is now flat out from Above the Curve. They've gone pretty hard trying to angle out his Red Riding Hood on the inside. Running Lion, Sea of Roses. Here comes Jackie O burning down the outside. Blue Stocking stays on as well as they race on to the final furlong. Time Lock on the far side. They've still got to get to Poptronic. Poptronic by a couple of lengths. Jackie O and Blue Stocking, they're the ones finishing off best from Above the Curve inside the final furlong. Poptronic is flat out, all out, but closing quickly. Jackie O and Blue Stocking. Poptronic held them all. Poptronic held on, and they're off. And breaking out well was Big Rock, off on a front run, and High Royal, also a prominent racer, going with Big Rock in second place. Facteur Cheval is close up in third. Paddington is very handy. Then Angel Blur, Chaldean towards the near side in the noseband pink cap there, followed by Nashwa on the far side. Rogue Millennium in red and white. Further back is Epictetus, Tahira, the filly on the near side, and the noseband green jacket as they race through the first 2.5 furlongs and check and challenge at the rear of the field. Big Rock going off really hard here, leads by 2.5 to 3 lengths to High Royal in second, and this is going to be a proper test up the hill. Moving up into third, Chaldean on the outside of Paddington, and then Angel Blur. Tahira further back from Facteur Cheval, and then behind these Rogue Millennium as they race on, and at the back still check and challenge. Nashwa being pushed along, and Epictetus. Big Rock is clear. Big Rock and Aurelian Lemaitre by 5 or 6 lengths, chased by Chaldean. High Royal behind these. Tahira's going okay. Green jacket, then Paddington nudged along. Behind these is Angel Blur and check and challenge. Nashwa with lots to do. Big Rock is going further clear as they run towards the final 2 furlongs. He must be 8 lengths clear now. The filly Tahira is sent into hot pursuit by Chris Hayes. Can Big Rock keep going? He's galloping on well up the hill. A furlong and a half left to last. Tahira second. Facteur Cheval running on to third, then Check and Challenge. Big Rock still leads, passing the furlong pole. It's 8 lengths to Tahiyra. Facteur Cheval might challenge for second. Big Rock up towards the line. A devastating display of front running in the Queen Elizabeth the second stakes. What a win! Fantastic from Big Rock. They're off. Via Sistina gave a little jump, leaving the stalls, was going to be dropped in from a wide draw. Baybridge going forward with Royal Rhyme, and then Point Lonsdale, who's cajoled along on the inside, and My Prospero coming through strongly in the blinkers for the first time. So quite a bit of competition for the early lead. Point Lonsdale round the inside of My Prospero, Royal Rhyme, and then 2 or 3 lengths to Baybridge, and they're followed by Horizon d'Or, who's a rather keen, the French challenger on the outside of Dubai Honor, Via Sistina, and Frankie's at the back on King of Steel. Heading right-handed at Swinley Bottom, and My Prospero just to the outside of Point Lonsdale. My Prospero leading under Tom Marcon, Point Lonsdale second, Royal Rhyme is third, then Baybridge close up in fourth on the outside of Dubai Honor. Horizon d'Or settled a bit better now behind these, followed by King of Steel, and they head up the hill towards the final 5 furlongs. Via Sistina still towards the back with King of Steel, and maybe the pace just slowing down a little bit, sensibly so perhaps. My Prospero by a half length to Royal Rhyme. Point Lonsdale, Baybridge in a good position to try and double up from last year. Then Dubai Honor, Horizon d'Or, Via Sistina's on the outside in the pink sleeves. King of Steel and Frankie Dettori at the back of the field as they race on now towards the final 3 furlongs on the home turn. And it's My Prospero by a length to Royal Rhyme. Baybridge going up into third on the outside of Point Lonsdale. Then Horizon d'Or, Via Sistina is circling the field from Dubai Honor, and King of Steel now being pushed along down the run towards the finish, and Royal Rhyme looming up on the outside of My Prospero. Here comes Horizon d'Or with Via Sistina. Baybridge flattening out. Point Lonsdale. King of Steel is staying on from the back. Still got a bit to find though, and it's Via Sistina, the mare, who comes through to lead from Horizon d'Or. King of Steel is trying to reach them inside the final furlong. Via Sistina, here comes King of Steel under Frankie Dettori on the near side. Via Sistina by a half length. It's a neck, it's a head, and King of Steel, he gets up the win. He wins the champion.